One of the most debated topics in the whole life business is this: direct recognition versus non-direct recognition. Which one is better? Folks, I'm going to give you my opinion here in a bit, but remember, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up if this is on a platform that has a thumb, and subscribe if you see this on a platform that has a subscribe button. My name's Charlie Gipple. I'm the owner of CG Financial Group, your independent marketing organization for annuities, life, long-term care, based out of beautiful Des Moines, Iowa. But don't let that stop you, because I do business everywhere in the country. Now, let's back up for a second. I want to explain loans. It amazes me with how many people don't understand this that are in the life insurance business. You have cash value in a policy, and when you take a loan against a policy, not from a policy. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because here is what happens. You're not taking money from the policy. You're going to the insurance carrier, and that insurance carrier is saying, okay, here's a check. We're just going to use your cash value that's in your policy and still will be in your policy as collateral for that loan. Not one penny leaves your policy when you take a loan against that policy. That is why you hear people that have been around in the life insurance business say against your policy, not from your policy. The loan is from the company, not from your policy. Now that sets the stage for direct recognition versus non-direct recognition. What this speaks to, direct recognition, non-direct recognition, is how the amount of cash value attributable to a loan, if you have a loan against that cash value, what is the dividend interest rate that applies to that versus the rest of the policy that does not have a loan against it? Because much of whole life policies today are issued with the thought that ultimately you're going to take retirement income tax-free loans against that policy, right? Well, that loaned amount that you're going to take income via, how is that treated from a dividend interest rate standpoint? This is where we get into the differences: direct recognition, non-direct recognition. Now, how do insurance carriers make money? They make money by taking the premium, investing it in a general account. Their general account, let's say, is yielding 6%. With non-direct recognition policies, the insurance carrier says you're going to get, say, a 6% dividend interest rate. Yeah, if you have a chunk of your money, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client, that has a loan against it, we're going to give you a dividend interest rate of, say, 6%. Maybe your loan rate is, say, 4%. That's where the arbitrage conversation comes in, right? Now, is that better than direct recognition? Well, what is direct recognition, Charlie? Direct recognition is the notion that carriers have this general account. And if that general account is yielding 6%, well, that's good. But what happens when consumers start taking money when there's a leak in that general account? And that leak is loans. The carrier has to take money out of their general account and pay that to the consumer. And maybe that loan interest rate is only, like I said, 4%, for example. Well, these carriers, direct recognition carriers, say, because you're taking an amount out and we the carrier, are only getting income of 4%, well then, doesn't it make sense that we apply you, the consumer, or give you, the consumer, a dividend interest rate on that chunk of cash value attributable to the loan that is, say, 4%, instead of 6% that will apply to the rest of your policy? That is direct recognition versus non-direct recognition. Now, that example that I just used is oversimplified. So let's ask, which one is better? Take this example right here. Direct recognition has a 6.5% dividend interest rate on the unloaned amounts. The loaned amount has a dividend interest rate of, say, 4%. And the loan interest rate is 4%. It's basically a wash loan, right? So 6.5% and 4%. Well, let's say the non-direct recognition company has a dividend interest rate on all of it, right? Because it doesn't differentiate between loaned and unloaned, of 5.5% or 5.75%. I'll ask you, which one would you prefer? Which one is better? That's where the mental gymnastics come in. I'll tell you that the illustrations on non-direct recognition, all else being equal, usually look better. But don't get me started with that, because there are games that non-direct recognition illustrations, there are games that can be played with illustrations. It has to do with artificially low loan assumptions, artificially high dividend assumptions going forward. The short answer is do business with the companies that you know, or a colleague that you rely on, like a good IMO, knows will treat your consumers right. Do not make the decision solely off direct recognition versus non-direct recognition, because things change as well. The relationship of loan rates versus dividend rates change over a 60, 70, 80-year life insurance policy, right? The utilization rates of non-direct recognition companies, are they high? Are they low? Because heck, if the utilization rate of loans that people use in a non-direct recognition company is absolutely massive, and the loan interest rate that the carrier is getting is only 4%, what does that do to the overall dividend interest rate with that non-direct recognition company? But yet you don't have arbitrage opportunities with the direct recognition company. Which one is better? I know I'm probably generating more questions than I have answers, but you know where I'm at to ask me those questions. In short, don't make a decision solely based off of, is this company direct recognition? Is it non-direct recognition?